Today we're going to learn how to make a libtard go batshit crazy and reveal their homicidal tendencies in 3 steps or less. So if you're anything like me and just fucking love triggering these motherfuckers, then make sure that you share this shit. And don't forget to hit those like and follow buttons as well, so that way you don't miss new videos when they drop. Now, stick around because this shit gets fucking crazy. Alright, so for today's demonstration, let me introduce you to the libtard of the day, Mr. John Hopkins 9325. Now, I don't know what his connection to John Hopkins is, whether he's a student or an employee or whatever, but I'm pretty certain the institution would be pretty fucking upset with the shit he's saying online in their name. Now, trying to get around to this here. You see, Johnny here took issue with a clip that I posted from my Talk About It live stream show, which, by the way, airs Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me and my co-host Greg talking about everything from trending news, politics, conspiracy theories, ghost stories, you name it, we're talking about it. If it's interesting, we want to talk about it. And the thing I love most about this show is that you can join the conversation too via X Spaces. That's right. It's like an old school AM radio call-in show. It's fucking awesome. So if you haven't checked us out yet, make sure that you tune in 8 p.m. Friday nights. You're going to fucking love it. But anyways, back to this Johnny Hopkins 9325 thing. You see, he took issue with this portion of the clip I shared. Check it out. The Garcia story. You remember the Garcia story?
The guy that got, well, the guy that got deported, and they keep making big fuss about his deportation. And
The
saying,
Maryland man
he's a
story.
Maryland man.
Yeah, the MS-13 El Salvadorian. Yeah. That's the portion he took an issue with. You see, he didn't like that we were pointing out facts about the deported MS-13 guy, and so he decided he was going to post this. He posted, "It would be cool if you guys offered some proof if you're going to claim he's MS-13. To which, now we're going to start getting into those steps I was talking about. See, I responded with step 1, which is to post a fact that they can't dispute. So I responded with this. I said, 2 judges have already ruled on that, establishing he is MS-13. And the symbols tattooed on his knuckles stand for MS-13. Feel free to read the judge's ruling for yourself. It's all publicly available." And for those needing sources, I took the liberty to go ahead and pull this up for you. Feel free to go read it for yourself. It's at the National Review, and they've got links to all the stuff that you need to. So, okay. Furthermore, you know, I should also point out that we also have a picture of Garcia's knuckles here. Now, I know that this is where all you leftists that happen to be watching this video right now, you're going to chime in with your whole, "that's been photoshopped" narrative, to which I say, no fucking duh, dumbasses. Nobody believes he actually has the letters M or S or even the numbers 1 and 3 on his hands. Any moron with 2 brain cells to rub together can tell you that those characters were added to the photo as a type of key or a legend, if you will. They were added to clarify what the symbols tattooed on his knuckles represented. And as you can see, the marijuana leaf stands for the letter M, and the smiley face stands for the letter S, being that those words each start with those letters. The cross stands for the number 1, as the cross symbolizes the one true religion with only one God. Now, before any of you fuckers out there start claiming, "yeah, see, it's a religious tattoo." No. He hijacked a religious symbol based off of what the religious symbol represented, meaning the number 1. And then there's the skull. The skull represents the number 3, as the skull tattoo in gang culture represents adherence to the 3 core principles of gang life, which is to, 1, show fearlessness, 2, loyalty, all the way to number 3, death. Put them all together, what do you get? That's right, MS-13. Oh, and just in case any of you leftists out there still want to represent otherwise, then please explain why Mrs. Garcia started covering up her husband's knuckle tattoos in pics she was posting in an effort to drum up sympathy for her and her husband. I'll wait. No, I won't. But okay. Anyways, back to Johnny. And trust me, guys, we're only just getting started. Okay, but don't go anywhere because you're not going to believe how this fucker responds. It's absolutely fucking insane. So, anyways, like I said, that's step one. Present them with facts that they can't dispute. And Johnny did not like me pointing out these facts that he couldn't dispute. So he predictably decided to respond with what he thought was a gotcha of some sort, as well as a very predictable accusation of racism. They always seem to do that for some reason, thinking it still holds some kind of weight when it clearly doesn't anymore, because racism doesn't have a clear definition anymore. When everything's racist, nothing is racist. That's it. So call me racist. What the fuck is racist? Do I wear it on my foot? Do I drive it down the street? Do I pull it out of the fridge, throw it on the stove, cook it up, and eat it? What is racist? I don't know. Do I wipe racist with my ass? Do I use racist to wipe my... I don't know. Racist doesn't have a meaning anymore. So go ahead and call me racist. I don't give a fuck because it doesn't mean anything. But anyways, this is what he posted. He posted, so you want to abide by those rulings and throw out the one where the Supreme Court ruled he should be brought back. Not surprising for a party that elected a felon. This is that gotcha that I said that he thinks he... Now, I find it really funny. These fuckers, you want to adhere by that ruling, but you don't want to adhere by this ruling. But just over the weekend, they're throwing a fit about these judges that ended up getting arrested for breaking the fucking law, and their narrative, their claims are that judges are above reproach and they should be believed and adhered to at all points in time. That's exactly what he's fucking pointing out there, or that they were saying all weekend long, but now they don't want to say that. Instead, this fucker wants to... You can't have it both fucking ways, guys. You can't have it both fucking ways. I'm sorry. But anyways, the other thing that he posted was he posted, the bald head is a little on the nose, don't you think? A little too American History X, if you ask me. But okay, I'm gonna get to that. But first, back to his original claim. Okay, he's claiming that the Supreme Court ruled that he should be brought back, and I feel like it's very important to correct his statement here before I continue. And to do so, I'm going to go ahead and consult NBC, and NBC, it points out, no, it wasn't ruled that he should be brought back. What the court ruled was that the U.S. must facilitate his return, which can only happen if President Bukele is willing to release him back to the U.S., which, newsflash, he fucking isn't. It's also important to point out that the court did not set a new deadline for this to occur. Let's go ahead and consult with CNN on that. Did not set a new deadline. So any of these narratives out here claiming that Trump is defying the court by not bringing him back immediately, it's just fucking bogus. But fucking anyways. Let's face it, the courts have no jurisdiction over El Salvador anyways. The courts can't tell Bukele what the fuck to do. They can't order El Salvador to adhere to their ruling. They can't. And the White House can only do so much. The guy's already in El Salvadorian custody. That's it. Okay. But, don't let these pesky facts get in the way. You just go ahead and keep pushing your bullshit. That's fine, whatever. But anyways, this is where steps 2 and 3 come in. But first, let's go ahead and talk about 2. Step 2, you ask a question that they can't answer without exposing themselves, such as flaws in their logic or their incoherent or inconsistent positions, which is what I did by asking, how do you suggest they go about doing that exactly? President Bukele is refusing to release him. Should we send the military to bring him back for a hearing just to deport him again? Which is exactly what would happen if we were to bring him back And to prove it, I went ahead and consulted Grok on this. Let's go ahead and check out what Grok has to say on it here. Here you go. Starts out with the withholding of removal, which is what all these leftists are clinging to. Okay, and I just want to point out that this bars his deportation to El Salvador due to a credible fear of persecution from gangs. Okay, we got that. All right. However, it does not grant him permanent residency, meaning permanent residency in the United States. It just prevents deportation to the country where the individual faces harm. It does not preclude deportation to a third country. That's right. And Grok goes on to say, okay, all the way down here, let's get on down here. The conclusions that we have is, if Garcia returns to the U.S., it is highly likely he will be detained by ICE immediately to deport him. That's what Grok has to say about it. But okay, there you have it. And then there's the step 3, which is to dismiss their accusatory attack tactics, such as calling me a racist or whatever. You just dismiss them as boring and ineffective, which is what I did by posting. Can't help being bald, but I'm not surprised you'd run with the typical racism accusation. Yawn. And with that, I went ahead and went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I woke up to this fucking insanity. Check this shit out. It goes on and on and on. Look at that. And those are just the ones that got past the filter. Here's the ones that didn't. That's right. Talk about fucking psycho. Now, I'm obviously not going to go through each one of these, as I've already demonstrated how easily I can pick his bullshit apart with facts and supporting sources. Or maybe I might during Slow News Week or something sometime, who knows. But for now, no, I'm not getting into all of the bullshit that he posted there. A lot of it is just absolutely absurd, and frankly, I've got other shit to do in my life. But, this one... He posted this one thing that I had to do this video so I could show you fuckers, okay? So I can show, not you fuckers, but show you guys what this fucker says, okay? This comment is so batshit fucking crazy. It's fucking certifiable. So okay. After relentlessly screeching and repeating every debunked claim that can be heard on any left-wing cable news channel, he does finally get around to answering my question of what he expects the U.S. to do exactly to get this MS-13 gang member back. And you're not going to believe this shit. Here we go. He posted, "Yes, we should send the military because the oath of office is to defend the Constitution from enemies foreign and domestic. If they won't release him, we should go back and take him with force." Now, just to be clear, what this fucker is declaring is that El Salvador is an enemy. And our ally in this matter is an MS-13 gang member with connections to human trafficking. That's right. He says we should send our children to fucking war against El Salvador for an MS-13 gang member. We should let our children go to war and die, so that way this MS-13 gang member who traffics human beings can be free. That's what this fucker says. That's right. He says it's all about defending the Constitution, that we have to allow these MS-13 gang members that like to traffic human beings and cut people's heads off and all that fucking shit. Yeah, we have to send our children to die in war to save this fucker who deserves to be where the fuck he is. That's right. But then he closes with this. You better pray that and he does a clown emoji. So I'm assuming that he's talking about Donald Trump. So you better pray that Donald Trump doesn't piss off the left enough that we too abandon the Constitution. That statement right there just proves that he's a fucking moron, because no one on the right has abandoned the Constitution. We've been upholding the Constitution and holding the left to the standards of the Constitution. But okay. He says, because if I'm assuming he meant okay, if I ever have the opportunity to kill these things that I'm not allowed to say on certain platforms, to kill these things with impunity, I'll be an inglorious bastard. So like I said, 3 steps. Just that simple. 3 steps and you can get them to reveal their murderous tendencies, which is exactly what he did. Works every fucking time. But look, here's what I really want to know. I want to know, what are some of your favorite triggering tactics? What are some of the things that you like to do to piss these fuckers off and send them in a fucking all-out frenzy and going batshit crazy? Or maybe you have a story of your own you'd like to share. If so, post them below. That way we can check them out for ourselves. And don't forget, okay, for more videos like this, you need to make sure that you are hitting those like and follow buttons. And you can catch me live every Monday through Friday on Unfucking Filtered and every Friday night on Talk About It live stream, only on Rumble and X. Don't forget that. So make sure that you jump on over to those pages, give us a follow so that way you can catch us out. And until then, see you next time. Unfucking Filtered!